ignore the terrible angle, but I thought I should just do this quickly while I have a chance, because I told myself that I would do this if it came to it, and it has come to it. Today is the 6th of March, and last night Max woke up at like 10 o'clock and he had a bad dream. Gave him a cuddle, calmed him down. I noticed he had a bit of a fever, so I gave him some Pamol, checked his temperature. His temperature was 39.7, which is quite high. We gave him an ice block, and he sat up with us for about an hour, and he was feeling alright, so we put him back to bed. 4 o'clock this morning he woke up just because he wanted a drink of water. Then I also checked his temperature and he was 39.5, so I gave him some more Pamol. He went back to sleep, everything was fine. He wakes up at 6:30 this morning and says he's got a little bit of a sore throat. We had planned to go down to Taupo today because my father-in-law is moving back to England in a couple of weeks, so we thought we'd go down just to say kind of goodbye. Mike doesn't know if he will sort of ever see him again apart from like on FaceTime and everything, and so we thought, you know, we'll go down, but obviously with Max not feeling that great in the night, we were like, well, you know, probably we're not going to be able to go. So we gave him a throat lozenge and he felt a bit better after that. He didn't have a fever anymore. His temperature was a little bit high, but like 38.5, so it was like nowhere near as bad as it was in the night. He had some breakfast and then he's, you know, yelling, playing, happy as, and then I threw up. So I don't know if that, you know, do with that what you will. So we have some the rapid antigen testing tests. We've got a couple of them in our pantry, and we tested him and he has tested positive. So yeah, so I am going to get a couple more tests, well hopefully enough to test us all. We have to test on, there's literally one car in front of me. Okay, no, there's actually one car currently getting tests and then there's one car in front of me, so I'm technically third in line. But yeah, this is the same place that we came the other day when I had to test, when I had to get Max and Ava tested. Anyway, so yeah, he tested positive. We now have to test on day 3 and day 10, the whole household, and if we are positive, then we need to start our 10 days isolation from the last person's positive. So at this stage, we just have to do 10 days isolation. I'm going to test because I threw up this morning and I've been feeling a bit nauseous, and apparently like nausea is one of the symptoms, so I'm going to test today just in case. It was honestly so much easier. It was so much easier. Last time I waited in line, obviously it was a very long time. I will keep this all up to date because I said that I would. I told myself that if we got it, I would follow along with it so that I'll always have like this memory, whether we want to keep this memory or not. But at this stage, he is feeling okay. His fever seems to have broken. He said he had a bit of a sore throat, but then he was feeling fine, like it was just a little bit scratchy. And yeah, so let's just hope that that's all it kind of comes to. My biggest worry is the little boys, because obviously they are not vaccinated. Max and Ava have one of their vaccinations. They're due for their next ones in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, we're good. I had a very, very small cry when I saw the 2 lines on the test. Very weird to do a test like that. That's not a pregnancy test. And because obviously you have to wait like, you know, 15-20 minutes before you look at it to see what the result is. But then I put it down and I put a couple of things away in the pantry, and then I walked back and I just glanced at it as I walked past, and it said positive like straight away. But there's nothing I can do, and we didn't know, we don't get told anything, we don't go anywhere. Like Max 100% would have got it from school because there's nowhere else he can get it. We don't go anywhere, we don't do anything. He went to the skate park yesterday, but that's obviously all outside, and he was only there for a couple of hours, and like he wouldn't have got it yesterday and then tested positive for it today. I knew that we would be the first in our family to get it. Like I knew it. I was so surprised that we didn't get it when we had to isolate from Ava being in that class with someone for 2 whole days. Anyway, we're sitting in high spirits. We are keeping positive. We are not making a big deal about it when it doesn't need to be a big deal, especially to the kids. Obviously, if Max gets worse or anything like that, then we will make a big deal about it. We're not going to just brush it under the rug or anything like that. But while it's not a big deal, we are not making it a big deal, because it's that mind over matter thing. Like as soon as you get it in your mind, then it's like it becomes a whole lot more real and a whole lot more scary. And we don't want to scare the kids like that, you know.
Go, Jakey.
Just wanted to get out of the house because since we're isolating, obviously we can't go anywhere, and yeah, having a full house is pretty hard sometimes, especially with so many kids, but it's alright, we're doing fine. So we're currently on day 3, which meant that we had to test again this morning. Well, we had to test the whole house this morning. I was very nervous about testing Stoney and Jacob, but they did awesome. We did Stoney's when he was having a bottle, and he was fine with the first nostril, because you got to just put it in one for a little bit, spin it around a couple times, then put it in the other one. So he was fine when we did the first one, but then by the time we went to do the second one, he was a bit over it. And he didn't cry or anything, but he was just a bit frustrated and was trying to, you know, get it away and turn his head away. But yeah, that went really well for him. We tested Max again, even though they said that we don't have to. And yeah, it's still blazing positive, so obviously he definitely has it. And then we did Ava, and then we did Jacob, and then we did Mike, and then I did myself, and we all came back negative apart from Mike. So Max and Mike are the 2 that are positive. The rest of us still have managed to avoid it. Don't know how, but we have. And yeah, no one has any symptoms. Mike doesn't even have any symptoms. Let me just pull over for a minute. I'm just parking in this park area. We don't have to test again till day 10, which is in a week's time. So whether anything's going to change by then or not, we will soon find out. Obviously, if anyone has symptoms between now and next Tuesday, then we'll test them just to see. But yeah, at this stage we are all good. No one is showing any symptoms apart from Max, just really little bit of a niffly nose, but apart from that, no one else is showing any symptoms, and he seems totally fine. It was just, yeah, one of those things that, you know, when Max tested positive, I had like a little cry, just really, really small. Just that initial feeling like, holy shit, you know, it's now in our house and my child has it. Might be my oldest child, but he's still my asthmatic. Yeah. And then obviously with like everyone testing negative today, and then we did Mike's test and he did not test negative, I sort of like didn't have time to like you know, be upset about it or anything. Like I'm not, like, there is no real reason to be upset about it, and like I know in my head that like it's not a big deal now. Like, if it becomes a big deal, then it will be a big deal then, you know, like if someone gets really sick or, you know, anything like that, then of course it will be a big deal, but right now it's not a big deal. And I just have to keep reminding myself that, and I just said that I just needed a little bit of space, just go for a quick drive for 20 minutes or whatever, just to clear my head. And yeah, I've just parked up and probably going to drive home, to be fair, because it's too hot to be parked up because the aircon's not on. So I might just drive around a little bit more, see if I can see any nice scenic little spots, and then I'll head home and be mum again. But yeah, that is how day 3 is going for us.
I think about your day and ask you how it is. Why?
So it's still day 3. It's 10 to 11. I've just gone in to check on all the kids because I do that every night before I go to bed anyway. And Jacob was burning up, so I checked his temperature and he has got a fever. He's sitting at the same temperature that Max was when he had his fever, so I gave him some Pamol. I'm just going to set an alarm on my phone for in a couple of hours so that I can go and check on him again, make sure he's okay, see if his fever's gone down, so I'll check his temperature again. And then I can give him some more Pamol as well if I need to. I double checked the photo that I had taken of all the tests this morning, just to see if maybe there was a really faint line or something on Jacob's one, but there wasn't. So, you know, he still tested negative, but if he's still like this in the morning, we'll probably test him again in the morning and see if maybe actually is positive. But maybe this morning was just too soon, I don't know. But I hope he's okay. Mike has told me not to stress too much. He knows that I stress a lot and everything like that, but he's okay at the moment. I'm going to sleep with my door open so that I can hear him. If he cries at all, I will anyway, because I'm a light sleeper and I hear anything. But just to be extra safe, I'm going to sleep with my door open, and I'm going to set an alarm to check on him in a couple of hours time and see if he's still okay. The evening of day 4, and unfortunately this morning we tested all of us negatives again, and both Jacob and Ava have tested positive. So Jacob has been up and down like all day. His fever like will come and go. He was okay in the night, and then I think about 8 o'clock this morning he spiked another temperature, and yeah, so he's, you know, had moments of being quite lethargic today and just wanting to cuddle on the couch and sort of like dozing off and stuff while we're cuddling him. And then other times when he's been running around playing outside, happy as normal. And then Ava woke up this morning and was coughing. So we were like, well, we're already going to test Jacob. We might as well test Ava since she's coughing. We might as well test me and Stoney. And yeah, we came back negative again, but Jacob and Ava have joined the COVID club. Ava's been alright. She's pretty much been fine all day, just coughing now and then. But just before she went to bed, probably about an hour before bedtime, she was coughing quite a lot. She's starting to lose her voice a bit. She is prone to getting croup, so her coughs do sound quite horrendous. And yeah, so she's sort of losing her voice a bit from it. But she's had a couple of syrup lozenges, some Pamol, and a lot of water before bed. Fingers crossed that tonight is a okay night. Yeah, the rules have changed again, because the rules are forever changing. We don't have to isolate for 10 days anymore. We have to isolate for 7 days. So Max can go back to school on Monday if he is fine, like if he doesn't have any symptoms, which he kind of doesn't have any symptoms now. Today's Wednesday, and yeah, so his isolation will finish on Sunday. Stoney and I have to test again on day 7. If we are still negative on Saturday, then we can also come out of isolation on Sunday. Michael's day 7 will be Tuesday, so he will be able to go back to work on Wednesday. And then Ava and Jacob's day 7 will be Wednesday, so Ava will be able to go back to school on Thursday next week. Granted, she is okay to go back to school. If Stoney and I test positive, either because we have symptoms before Saturday, or if we test on Saturday and it's positive, then we have to start our 7 days from then. So I'm kind of hoping that we stay negative, so then we are able to kind of get back to normal as soon as possible. But I'm still not completely holding my breath for that, because there are now 4 people in our house that are positive, and I feel like me being someone that has a terrible immune system, and then Stoney, who is literally a baby that kind of like has no immune system, the fact that we are the 2 that are still testing negative is just like insane to me. We will see how everyone feels in the morning, and hopefully we get some sleep tonight, because I would really like to have some sleep because I'm so tired. But this is the life that we signed up for with so many children. Sigh.